Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs, and thank you very much to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for giving me the ability to do this test drive of the Byarlant Custom Unit 2. Nice looking suit. So it is a cost 600 support, usable in ground and space. Ground compatibility, that's unusual. Melee priority of 1, respawn time 15 seconds. Uh, 22,000 hit points, 20 ballistic resistance, 36 beam, 10 melee resistance, range strength of 45, melee strength of 15, movement speed 135, high speed maneuver boost speed of 215, thruster gauge 80, turning speed 72. Close range slots 11, medium 15, long range 18. Enhancements, it gets 1 point of range strength at 1080 points, 1 point of beam defense at 2170, 100 hit points at 2640. It's extra expansion slots, one in each of the 3 locations at 3110. If you pay DP and enhancement kits to break the first limit, it's another 5 range strength when you reach 60 to 20 enhancement points. Finally, if you break the second limit and get 9330, you get emergency range defense system, which gives you 5% extra damage reduction from ranged attacks while you are knocked down. So that is not bad. All right, so let's take a look at its gear. Okay, it has a long rifle as its main weapon, 2100 damage, heat rate 80%, range 450 meters. Cooldown time 3.5 seconds, overheat time 15 seconds, does not seem to charge. Capable of staggering foes with normal fire, yeah. Its main melee weapon appears to be a long beam saber on that rifle. Power 2400, time between swings 2.5 seconds. Yeah, nothing special about it except the fact that it is long. Okay, it has double long rifles as a sub-weapon. Looks like they will probably be rapid fire with a power of 180 per shot, heat rate 8%, range of 300 meters, cooldown time 0.3 of a second between shots, and overheat time 18 seconds. Long rifles adjusted for use as sub-weapons. Pressing the reload button with heat gauges at 100% removes the limiter, temporarily altering weapon performance. Heat gauge consumption is halted during attacks. I looks like that's cut off, and should probably say for a limited time, and that the reloads and the cooldown will take longer when it's done. Basically the same thing as the beam gatlings on the full armor unicorn gun. Double beam cannons, power 1200, heat rate 85%, range 450 meters, just like the main gun. Cooldown time between shots 6 seconds, overheat time 18. Must stop to fire, but able to penetrate MS and suppresses enemy on hit. So it's got stun and piercing. Not bad. And overall, pretty similar damage if both shots hit, 2400 versus 21. And lastly, beam cannon repeat fire. Power rate 600 per shot, heat rate 30%, range 450 meters, cooldown time 5 seconds, overheat 20. Must stop to fire and will not suppress, but wielding the long rifle in one hand and beam cannon in the other offer continuous fire compatible with the arrow armor skill. All right. We'll see what that skill is in a moment, but yeah, looks pretty good. We will move that to down here because that is pretty much my go-to for a slot if I'm only going to be using one. Okay, so skills. High performance radar level 3, so it has a radar range of 450 meters. Observational data link, so as long as it's on the field, your entire team will see life bars. It does have resist move, so it is basically dodge roll without the invulnerability. Yeah, reaction nullified during resist move, although damage is still taken, so it can protect you from a stun, but not a not the damage you take. High performance aerospace gimbal. stabilizes the attitude control measurement in space, allowing for a larger pitch angle when the MS is tilting. Yeah, so you can aim higher above, further above and below yourself. Flight Control Program Level 3 allows additional actions and high-speed movement to be performed while in midair. Reduces thruster consumption by 50% from midair high-speed movement or actions. Yeah, so at level 3, you can do jumps and air dashes, and it will be cheaper. High Performance Balancer level 1, so you can cancel into melee or tackle after boosting or jumping. High Spec AMBAC level 1, which gives you a slightly... most things I've talked about lately have had AMBAC level 2, which gives you... basically, you cancel your braking movement at the end of a boost without... so you don't have that animation just stopping you. Can function kind of like balancers if you use it right. But it does not give the turn speed bonus that AMBAC level 2 does. Force Injector level 2 lets you change directions mid-boost and is significantly more boost efficient than level 1. Optimized cooling efficiency. The thruster's initial consumption is decreased by 10% when using high-speed movement and jumping, so doesn't use up as much of your life or of your boost bar to get that going. Flight system. Press the touchpad button to enter flight mode, allowing actions in midair. Flight mode increases the speed of normal and high-speed movement, reduces the thruster consumption of high-speed movement, and reduces midair damage recoil. Okay, yeah, so you're a lot harder to stun and you move faster in the air. High-spec flight control syncs flight mode movement and melee attacks to reticle direction. Smooth high-speed normal movement transitions for improved air combat, lowers attack power. Yeah, lowering attack power while you're in the air is fairly standard for flying suits. But basically this skill means that you start controlling more like you're in space once you're in the air. Like whatever the reason whatever direction the reticle's going is what direction you will move. High Performance Counter Program Level 2, you get a special counter as a 4-star when you have less than 50% health. Aero Armor activates while in flight and temporarily advancing with high-speed movement with target weapon equipped. While activated, mobility is boosted, thruster consumption during high-speed movement is reduced, and performance is altered for compatible weapons. Deals damage to enemy units that come into contact. Okay, so Aero Armor lets you fire at least the quad cannon weapon while boosting in the air. Gives you more thrust efficient boost, and anything you crash into will take less damage, or will take damage, not less damage. Special armor material both arms. When armored weapons on both arms are attacked, damage taken is reduced by 30%. If hit by a ranged beam attack, damage and reaction are further reduced. Interesting. Yeah, so that's not bad. Special shoulder buffer, 30% damage reduction if you're hit in the massive shoulders this thing has. And thrust-based fire cooling system. When using ballistic weapons during high-speed movement, your unit recovers from both heat buildup and overheating faster. That is, of course, just a typo because there is no heat on ballistic weapons. It means when using beam weapons while boosting, they will cool down faster. But yeah, so basically when you're boosting, you will get faster cooldown on all of your beam weapons. It's the same thing that the Zeta Gundam mass production type has. All right, so one last thing before we go in. The new custom part for this 4-star is High Capacity Supply Pack Level 1. Boosts reload and overheat recovery speed for ballistic, beam ammo-based, and other ammo-based weaponry by 15%. Cannot be equipped simultaneously with other custom parts offering the same effect. Okay, so I misread this in the update video yesterday. Yeah, basically all ammo-based weapons reload 15% faster. Takes a lot of mid-range slots to pull it off, but depending on what you're running and for what purpose, that could be very useful. Yeah, that's going to be compatible with quite a few interesting things. I believe that the defensive fin funnel move on the new Gundam HWS is ammo based, as as the main funnel attack on the Moon Gundam. So this could affect a lot of things pretty positively. It is, of course, the only reloader part you can equip, but that's not too bad because, okay, level 4 does the same? I must be reading something wrong. Oh, no? Okay, yeah. Reload and, oh, and overheat recovery speed for, okay. But there is no such thing as overheat recovery for ammo-based weapons. I'm confused by this. Maybe it does work for both beam and ballistic. I'm not sure. If so, that definitely makes it worth the slots, because yeah, it's 1, 9, and 3 instead of 2 and 12 for just one of those things. I'm not 100% sure on that. That'll bear more further testing by somebody. We will see what happens. Either way, it is time to take this into the standard stomping grounds and see what we can stomp. All right, so okay. The fact that it's a support that can fire while boosting is, good start as far as I'm concerned. Of course, it can only do it in the air, but that's okay. Let's see what we can do. All right, so reticles up. Wait for the iframes to drop, and 3205. Yeah, let me just double check and make sure I've got that right. Yeah, nothing on the ground. Can't fire that while boosting. Let's see. The standard almost overheated. Does build stun fairly quickly, about 274 per hit to a 500 cost Gundam. This is, of course, a full 100 points above that. The beam cannons do 1831. I'm pretty sure they both connected, but let's double check that. 1920. Yeah, I guess I didn't hit it in a spot with damage reduction this time. And let's see. Full burst mode basically is... okay, yeah, it just keeps shooting. Neat. All right, so that's all the ranged weapons. It has a stab for its default, which, yeah, with beam bayonets is my preference, because you have all that extra range. May as well use it. 2905 on a neutral swing. It doesn't have any levels of melee combo controller, so you get one swing at a time. Okay, that's interesting. The right swing is back to front. I would have expected the other way. Let us try the downswing. Okay. I know there are downswings similar to that. Ow. And of course it does not have anti-blast stabilizers, so watch out for that. It does have balancers, though. And that's a pretty decent downswing, I think. It's got pretty good reach. Let's see, I'm betting if I launch it from here, I can probably hit the Zoc. Not quite. Okay. I was like a half pace back, basically. Alright, so let's try the overheat skill. Or, this one. Okay, yeah. It does more damage. It fires faster. Want to say it lasts about 10 seconds. It's enough to take out a Gundam. Alright, so while we wait for that to come back, we'll test some flighty things. Okay. Yeah, cannot fire the main gun while boosting. Cannot fire... oops, well, out of boost. Cannot fire the shoulder cannons while boosting. I'm betting you can only fire... and I'll test this on the Zoc just so we can see the amount of build stun. You need to check build stun on the other things, though. Yeah. Okay, it will stun a Zoc in one hit. And also, yeah, that boost-based... words. Cooldown seems like it in this case, allows for cooldown of the boost fire weapon basically instantaneously. Like so. Okay, it seemed really fast before. Are there two weapons that I can use while boosting and I didn't realize it? Or am I just doing things wrong? I'm probably just doing it wrong. Okay, so just in terms of its flight capabilities, personally, and there's resist move incidentally, I would probably put extra boost capacity on this because it can't stay in the air terribly long. I prefer more airtime first. Okay, there's that. Interestingly, it doesn't look like I can change weapons while boosting. Okay, I thought it refilled. Okay, I wonder if I accidentally... Okay. Basically, it has separate heat gauges for the two versions of the weapon. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah. Back in the air. Boosting. Yeah, see? So that basically means when you're in the air, you technically have an extra weapon. You can fire both versions of the full burst attack. Okay, so yeah, tiny bit of build stun. That is pretty good. That the burst out of that can stun a Zoc. That almost stunned a Zoc. And full burst mode. If everything connects, it might. I think I missed a few shots. But when you are boosting, it will actually stun a Zoc. So that's pretty good. Right, and yeah. And of course, I'm pretty sure you will be able to use the overdrive skill in the air. I have just enough time to test that, yes. And you can keep firing it while you drop. So, no. Alright, so some of its more basic skills that if you've seen my other test drive videos, you may have seen before. Forced injector. Yeah, as you can see, you can change directions a fair bit while you're boosting. Because it has that efficiency skill for the initial boost as well, you can get more out of it than you could other things that have forced injector level 2. It's probably closer to level 3 in terms of output with all of its skills combined. That's just a guess, but I did resist move. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, flight, mid-air flight controller. You can jump again in the air like I just did. It is not. It's not terribly cost inefficient. Actually, not bad. And you can also boost in the air again at better boost efficiency than you would otherwise. So, all right, we're going to take a look at the counters, and then I will take this thing live and see if I can use it with any kind of real success. Basic counter. A kick. Fancy counter is... I'll wait for the gun to get back up, I suppose. And then we will check that out. Okay. There we go. Fancy counter is some nice point-blank shooting. Cool. All right, now let's take my health back up to full, turn on enemy AI, and see how I can do with this. In afterwards. Fire again. And you can, of course, melee from the air, which should make you harder to counter. And yeah, as I was talking about, that one skill makes your melee attacks and your flight in general follow the reticle. Yep. Enjoy shooting your rooftop there. I don't think it's going to do you much good. But yeah, slightly lower damage. Oops, there are two Zocs, yes. That is a thing I need to remember. Can I stun the Zoc if I hit it with the full burst attack? Let's find out. No. So, yeah, you're going to have to follow that with something else to make good use. Okay. Let's see. I just had the problem that I do sometimes have with forced injector suits, which is if you are moving at an angle sometime and don't tap the buttons quite fast enough, it can be hard to get the words to come out as usual. Hard to get the stun action or the resist move or dodge roll action instead of the forced injectors. So just yeah, be careful with that. Let's see, they said this pierces, I think. Sure does. Nice. Okay, those two are down. Let's see if I can take down that Gundam. Let's see, I'm pretty sure the boost version, yeah. And how psychic is the Gundam? Not psychic enough to counter me out of the air. I'm pretty sure if somebody counters you while you're in the air, you just land. You just get knocked down. You don't get the full counter tackle experience. Okay, well, the AI's tackles are not quite equipped for the range of the beam bayonet. That's good. And the beam bayonet is not equipped to hit things in the water. Let's see. There we go. And all of that. Pretty good damage. I think I missed about half of it, but okay, can I use the skill while boosting backwards? No, it is only forwards. And I don't have enough boost to do that. And yeah, in terms of finding things that are underwater or otherwise obscured, the rapid fire beam guns, they're a good choice because they do have ASL, so they will show you. I don't think that tackle actually would have landed if I'd been really playing. I think it just because I have forced counter tackle on is why that worked. Oops, didn't quite stun it, and now I am going to get hit really hard because of that. Double Gatling is and all right, and beam and beam. There we go. Now I can hit it. But because I forgot I was going to do a 2-hit combo, there is no such thing for this suit. There's no melee combo controller levels. Can I do this before it kills me? No. Maybe. Yes. One of those. Did in fact, well, it didn't quite kill me, so I did in fact survive long enough to make that work. Just barely. But yeah, this is not bad. It's a fairly nimble support. It's fairly fast moving. Like I said, I would build with thruster capacity in this case because being able to keep it in the air longer will be a very useful thing. But also, if that new cooldown part does apply to this thing's weapons, that would probably be pretty valuable as well. I'm not sure it does from the way the skill is written, but we have had skill typos before, so I don't know. That is a dead Zoc. Is not quite a dead Gundam, but getting close. There we go. Now, here's the thing. Okay, I may not have been close enough, but I think while it doesn't have anti-blast stabilizer, the stun protections are enough to keep you from getting knocked down if you're right next to something that explodes in the air. Let's wear this Zoc down and test that, because that's good information to have. And good information to have is kind of mostly why I do this, so. I kind of enjoy doing the test drives. I mean, I get to try everything out. I hopefully maybe end up with slightly better knowledge of the game. And that's not always going to work, but it is the hope. Okay, yeah. I just drifted right through the explosion. There's no way that wouldn't have heavy staggered me if it hadn't worked. So yeah, it does have enough stun defenses to resist that. Garibee type attacks are basically equivalent, from the Zoc at least, are pretty much equivalent to a heavy stagger. So, but as as an offensive heavy stagger as opposed to an anti-blast, I guess that's why it doesn't work there. But yeah, I like this. Like I said, I'd probably mod for boost speed, and I'll stop running into Zoc beams also. But yeah, that is gonna do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2 test drive. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later.